Hello there, it's Bianca from Closet Historian, and today I want to talk to you about some of my fall favorites. Yes, that's right, favorites for fall. Not just this fall, but all fall and all autumn in general. The season-wide celebration of all things orange and pumpkin and wonderful and spooky. So let's get right into it and talk about some of my favorites this fall. And so I would like to start with a sort of category of home things I've been enjoying for fall. And to start off with, I have a couple of new items from IKEA of all places, which doesn't seem like a very cozy place naturally. It's kind of this huge box with a lot of clean white lines, but there are cozy, nice fall things to be found inside of IKEA. And one of them is this new lamp I got. I will put in a little bit of footage or a photo of said lamp because I do not have it down here. It is up in my bedroom, but it's a big copper glass blown kind of orb shaped lamp, and it creates this amber sort of starlight glow in my bedroom at night. And I needed a couple more night lights, and so I went in to buy a different lamp, ended up picking up this one as well while I was at IKEA for only like $15, and it creates a really nice pumpkin colored glow in my bedroom for when I'm getting all cozy with my cat and reading a book at night before bed, and it's just fall-tastic really. The color just is perfect for the season. Another IKEA find that I can show you down here is this green jeweled looking vase. I'm not sure how, if you can see, maybe if I put sort of white paper. Yeah, that's what color it is. It's sort of this dark malachite emerald green colored rubber-rhombic is what it reminds me of. If you know what rubber-rhombic glass is, if you don't, look it up. It's really cool. It reminds me of rubber-rhombic glass, which is why I had to have it. And it was, I think these are $2.99. So I bought two of them just in case, you know, anything ever happens and I can have one in a different room now. But I just love that deep jewel tone color, and I like glassware all clustered together, kind of like a potion master's table, if you will. A little bit of a Hogwartsy little fall decorative scheme, as it will. So this is something else I picked up at IKEA recently. So it's a new fall favorite, but I think the color is just so pretty and jewel toned, which is great for fall. And something I picked up recently again, but I always enjoy scents like this in the fall time, woodsy scents, anything like candles named Fireside or Fireplace or Mantle or Burnt Wood. Yes, I love the smell of burnt wood. I don't like forest fires, that's terrible, but I like the smell of burning wood. So of course, eventually I had to come down to getting some incense. Now, in Colorado, incense has a bit of a stigma around it because, I don't know if you guys know this, but some certain things are legal here that are not legal in other places, and people like to use incense to cover up the smell of that. But I just like incense because I think it's pretty and it smells nice, and I like the atmosphere it gives to the room. And so this one I picked up, it's called Sacred Elephant Pure Luxury Incense. I picked it up at a sort of witchy store in town, and this one is the cedar scented one. And I just love this like burning tree smell. So it's perfect for the fall time when I have my window open so I can get a little bit cool breeze in my room at night with my fun new lamp from IKEA glowing and some incense. It just feels like a more magical space. So I really like incense. Nowadays, I'm really starting to get into it. I've got some rose incense as well that I picked up at World Market that I really like, and I just really like the smell of this. So maybe try incense if you think of it as too like hippie for you, or like maybe a little too bohemian. Maybe give it another try. Try and find a scent that you like. It can really give like a nice sort of atmosphere to your space. And my last sort of homey thing that I have to talk about today is my new cauldron-shaped Hogwarts mug, which is amazing. I see people on Instagram all the time that have cauldron-shaped mugs with little feet on it, like so witchy and amazing. And I wanted a cauldron-shaped mug, but it's kind of hard to find. Like even on Etsy, I was trying to find like a handmade mug from like an artisan or a potter or something like that, but they're pretty expensive, which because they're handmade and nice, I understand. But there aren't that many like plain black sort of cauldron mugs, and that's what I was after. But I did find this one on Amazon, which one could say is the opposite of handmade and Etsy really. But on Amazon they had these Hogwarts crest in gold on a black cauldron shaped mug, and I mean, I don't know what else you would want to drink tea out of other than a nice cauldron Hogwarts mug, but it makes me feel like an alumni, and there's nothing really better than that for fall, is there? The second category we have today in talking about my fall time favorites is food, because I quite like food. And it's the pumpkin season, which is one of the best times as far as I'm concerned. If you're anti-pumpkin, you might just want to skip this section because it's all almost pumpkin related. But the first item is something you could put in your cauldron shaped mug, and that is some chai tea. But this is the chai tea latte mix powder from Trader Joe's. And I really like this to make chai tea, or just to add like half a scoop to various things. So if you put like a scoop of this in with your pancake mix or waffle mix, that is a real good time to spice it up a little bit more fall tasting somehow. And then I also just like putting a half a scoop of this into my cup of coffee. It just makes it a little bit more, not hot chocolatey because it's chai, but just a little bit spicier and a little bit more fall without having to buy a $20 pumpkin spice latte, for example. So this is really yummy, and just over from the Trader Joe's. If you don't have Trader Joe's in your town, I am very sorry, because everything there is delicious, and there's a reason that I can't go there very often, or I'll just buy all of their like sweets and different truffles and chocolates and caramels they have, because it's delicious. So that's something from them. And then I also really like making these pumpkin spice pumpkin snickerdoodle cookies, which is just a really long name. But really what happened was I found a pumpkin spice snickerdoodle recipe, and I replaced one of the eggs with a 1/4 cup of actual pureed pumpkin, like pumpkin pie filling that you get in a can from the store. So I just made it into a pumpkin spice cookie, basically, when I first made them. And I'll link the recipe in the description below, because I do have the recipe linked on my blog from an old blog post from a couple years ago. But they are a huge favorite of mine and everyone in my family. So if I make them, they go very quickly because everyone eats them all. Like overnight, they disappear. I don't cook much, but those cookies, I make them every year. And then my last food favorite for fall is just a little tip for you guys. I don't have any here because the last time I got some, I ate it really quickly. But they have a spicy pumpkin soup at Whole Foods, and I highly recommend it. It's kind of like a butternut squash soup, but just pumpkin. It's not too particularly like, it's a weird because it's like a savory pumpkin thing, and people are used to eating sweet pumpkin things, I feel like. But trust me, it's delicious. You should check it out next time you're at the Whole Foods. As far as beauty and fashion favorites for fall, I don't think I need to tell you that like scarves, hats, gloves, fall's the best for when it comes to fashion. You get to layer a lot more, you just get to wear more things. And I'm a maximalist, so I'm all about that. Layer on the scarves and the faux fur and the hats and the gloves. So of course all those things are favorites of mine in fall, but something I want to talk about specifically is a beauty favorite of mine, and that is the ColourPop Ultra Matte liquid lipsticks. And I'm actually wearing one today. This one's called Ribbon. It's from the Hello Kitty collection that they did a little while ago. It might have been almost a year ago now, but it looks like this. They have these silver caps, and then you can see like what color they are. I really like ColourPop in general, but these are probably some of my favorite colors for fall. And this one's Ribbon. I just think it's a good name, Ribbon, because it looks almost like a very velvety, dark red ribbony color. And so it's a good, richer red. It's still bright, but somehow has a certain depth to it. So it's really good for fall when you need a bright red in fall. Another color from them it's called Dr. M. I don't wear this one very often because it is strange to be wearing a dark green, evergreen colored dark lip. It's a bit strange, just because it's so unusual, but it is really, really pretty. And this color is exceptional. It's actually, though it looks it's perfectly matte. And though it looks just like a solid green, it's got a little bit of shimmer in it that kind of hides when you put it on, but it adds a luminous quality to it. So it's not too glittery like weird forest fairy, unless it's the look you're going for. So although green's a little bit unusual, it's really a fun look, especially in fall around Halloween. I feel like you can get away with more things like that. So check out that color as well. And then of course, they actually have my favorite black, which is called Friday. But that's an ultra matte black lipstick, which I really quite like black lipstick. If you're really looking for the best black lipstick ever, most eyeliners do the trick, but this is a really nice black lippy if you want something that's actually formulated for your lips when you're trying to get a good black lip color. And I find that black cream lipsticks sometimes are just, they're either too sheer or they move around a lot. So I like something that's going to stay put. It's almost like ink to put on your lips. And so this one's called Friday. And again, it's a ColourPop one. So those are some of my lippy, like beauty favorites for fall time. Another category in this fall favorite review is going to be music, because there's a lot of music that I listen to year round, but I kind of have seasonally specific favorite music. I don't really have, I mean, I have a favorite band, Depeche Mode, but I have a lot of favorite bands in some ways. So like many people, I assume there's a lot of people who have a very broad taste in music, and I think I also have a very broad taste in music. I like a lot of different music, from soundtracks to sort of like old 80s rock music, so everything in between. But for music for fall, some of the bands I listen to the most, or groups I listen to the most, are Fever Ray, and they're awesome. I wish there was more than one album. I think there's just one album and then a couple of EPs or like random song releases that for soundtracks or something, but listen to Fever Ray, give it a listen, it's amazing. Fleet Foxes, I'm all about Fleet Foxes, and especially in the fall. I mean, White Winter Hymnal in the car with the fall color around you, with the windows half down. So good. Or like driving through the mountains, you're listening to Fleet Foxes, eating some trail mix in the car in the fall time. Yes. Another band I like listening to in the fall, it's just kind of a Halloween specific album. It's a band called Dead Man's Bones, or the album's called Dead Man's Bones. It's actually a group or a duo of Ryan Gosling and like one of his friends, I believe, who made this album with a children's choir, and everything's like sort of about zombies or bones or Halloween-y kind of spooky stuff. And it's just a really awesome album, so you should definitely check that out. Search for Dead Man's Bones, give it a listen. And then of course, as far as spooky goes, you can go a bit darker and listen to some Chelsea Wolfe, which if you haven't, maybe you've heard the hype a little bit but haven't ever actually checked out her music, definitely check it out. I'm actually not a huge fan of the new album, don't hurt me. I like the previous two albums before this one a little bit more. I just feel like they're a little bit more varied, and I like the different, they're a little bit different than the rest of her stuff, and I like the difference, whatever it is. I'm sure that people like the more hardcore sound of the newest album, but I'm less hardcore. I'm more like the misty, witchy background music while you're, you know, puttering around your hut in the middle of the forest. Kind of more that sound, like creepy, eerie mist, as opposed to like rah, hardcore demonic sounds. So it can go both ways with Chelsea Wolfe, but I do quite like listening to her music, especially in spooky, foggy nights in fall. Of course, something else to listen to in fall is the Harry Potter soundtracks, which you can listen to those anytime. And as far as I'm concerned, Harry Potter is both Halloween and Christmas. You know how there's some things that are associated with both sort of things? For me, Harry Potter is just a year-round activity, or a year-round favorite of mine. But in the fall, it's really nice to put on the Harry Potter soundtracks, and for Christmas too. As far as I'm concerned, that's also Christmas music. It's better than a lot of the Christmas music out there. So, but for fall, Harry Potter soundtracks, turn them on. The last music recommendation I have for you guys for fall is not a movie soundtrack, but it is sort of a soundtrack of sorts. It's the waiting in line, like queue music for the ride, the Hollywood Tower of Terror, which I know they don't even have at the Disneyland or California Adventure anymore. They've changed it to a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, but I think they do still have the Hollywood Tower of Terror down in one of the Florida parks. I've actually never even been on this ride, but the vibe is, I'm all about the vibe. It's sort of like a Twilight Zone themed old Hollywood covered in cobwebs. Like, it's a mixture of old Hollywood and Haunted Mansion as far as I can tell. And the music is like this echoey, quiet, creepy versions of 1930s and like 40s music. So perfect. So you can search for that on YouTube. A lot of people have it uploaded. I'm sure that's not very legit, but the day I found out that you could listen to Disneyland theme music or like ride theme music from Disneyland on the internet was like such a great day for me. So like I listened to the cue music from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like very repetitive, but not annoying. So you can listen to that while you're working. It's really nice. So thank you for tuning into this video today and listening to me ramble on about some of my favorite things. I do love talking about my favorite things, so I may do more videos like this in the future. So let me know if you'd be interested in that, maybe on a kind of a seasonal basis as opposed to something like monthly. I don't have enough favorites monthly, I don't think. I just am a very repetitive person, so it would get repetitive real quickly. But maybe on like a seasonal basis, I could do videos kind of more like this. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And thank you for stopping by today. I'll see you again soon. Bye. I would like to fill this with coffee now. It is way past coffee time, you know?